If you don't understand these 5 laws, you can accidentally violate city regulations, lose leverage with a tenant, and expose yourself to serious legal risks. Today, I'm going to break down 5 Philadelphia rental laws every landlord needs to know before renting out a property. If we haven't met, my name's Chip Robinson. I'm the broker and owner of Skyline Property Management here in Philadelphia. We help landlords stay compliant in one of the most regulated rental markets in the country. Let's jump in. The first law landlords need to understand is Philadelphia's good cause law, which applies to leases under 12 months. In Philadelphia, if a lease is less than 1 year, landlords cannot simply terminate or refuse to renew without a valid reason. Some key points I'd like to go over. This only applies to leases, month-to-month leases or leases under 12 months. Landlords must have a valid reason, and the reasons are listed on the city's website. So I recommend going to the website and looking at all the reasons that you can terminate a lease. Written notice must explain the reason, and that's required to tell them the reason that you're terminating or not renewing the lease. If termination is not handled correctly, the lease may automatically renew. Month to month does not mean easy termination in Philadelphia. For this reason, at Skyline Property Management, we do not recommend leases less than 1 year. The majority of the leases that we offer are 1 year or greater. The second law is the Renters Access Act, which controls how landlords are allowed to screen tenants in the city of Philadelphia. This law focuses on fairness, transparency, and consistency. Before accepting an application or collecting an application fee, landlords must provide written screening criteria to every applicant, and the criteria must be the same for everyone. Our screening criteria is on our website at phillyskylinepm.com. We have it listed publicly, and that checks off that box of this law. The things that the landlords cannot do, I'll list this off: automatically deny an applicant based on their credit score alone. So you can't have, if you're below 600, you're automatically declined. That's not allowed in Philadelphia. Automatically denying someone solely because of an eviction record, especially if it was dismissed, resolved, sealed, or occurred years ago. Denied applicants for most COVID area evictions unless there was a violent or dangerous conduct. Applied different screening standards to different applicants. Accept applications before disclosing screening criteria in writing. If an applicant is denied, landlords must provide written denial notice, what is known as an adverse action letter, and you need to state the reason for the denial. And they also have to give them access to their screening report, and the law does not eliminate the ability to screen. It just eliminates automatic and inconsistent screening practices. That is the point of the law. At Skyline Property Management, we don't have anything that automatically denies the person. Everything that we check, they get a score, and all that score needs to add up to a certain amount of points. So if we look at the application as a whole, if a lower credit score and their income's higher, there's a good chance they might get approved. So it's a weighted scale, and we check everything and consider the whole application as a whole. It's very systematic and score-based. Law number 4 is Philadelphia's bedbug law. Philadelphia's bedbug law outlines both disclosure requirements and cost responsibilities as far as bedbugs are concerned. Disclosure requirements: at the lease signing of a new tenant, landlord must disclose whether or not the property had bed bugs in the last 120 days. So if you know about bed bugs and they were there within 120 days, you do have to disclose that. If you have no acknowledgement of bed bugs within that time, you do have to disclose that as well. You also have to include a bed bug pamphlet, which tells the tenant about bed bugs. If the tenant does report bed bugs and they were in the property less than a year, the landlord has to pay 100% of the treatment. If they were there, the tenant reports bed bugs and they were in the property over 1 year, it has to be split equally between the tenant and the landlord. So that's the bed bug law and the responsibilities of bed bugs in Philadelphia. The last law I would like to talk about, law number 5, is the security deposit law specific to the city of Philadelphia, which includes an installment plan requirement that's specific to the city, but also there's some state regulations that I'll go over as well. Philadelphia security deposit law includes both long-standing state rules and new city requirements. So the existing rules during the first year of a tenant's tenancy, security deposits are capped at equal to 2 months' rent. Most people call it a last month's rent, but that's actually an extra security, so it'd be 2 months. After the first year, you must refund the extra month, and you're only allowed to hold 1 month in escrow. The deposit must be handled and returned on time with itemized deductions after the tenant moves out. The new security deposit installment rule, effective December 2nd, 2025, if the landlord owns or manages 3 or more rental units, that's who it applies to. So if you have one and you don't have you're managing it yourself, this would not apply to you, and requires a security deposit that exceeds 1 month's rent, tenant must be given a choice. So if you're collecting first and 2 months security, or first last security, or first security and 12 months rent, however you want to call it, anything extra that you're holding in security is a security deposit and goes to this security deposit law. So the tenant has if you're collecting an extra security deposit, a second month security deposit, you have to give the tenant 2 options: pay the extra full security deposit up front, or pay 1 month's rent as the deposit at move-in, and then the remainder of the balance in 3 equal monthly installments. So you would collect first security deposit, and then the second security deposit will be broken second, third, and fourth month. Landlords who own or manage 2 or fewer units are exempt from the installment requirement. But if you do have a professional property management company, you do have to adhere to this law, since usually they manage more than 3 units. So that is the security deposit law. Philadelphia rental laws are strict. They're tenant focused and actively enforced. If you are unsure whether your lease terms, screening process, or procedures are compliant, it is far better to address the issues now than deal with them when you have a legal problem later. If this was helpful, like the video, subscribe for more Philadelphia landlord education, and drop your questions in the comments. If you'd like more information about Skyline Property Management, please visit www.phillyskylinepm.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.